Israeli-born London-based artist Gabriel Klasmer has had a very active international career, showing his art at such prestigious venues as the Museum of Modern Art in New York, the International Biennale in Sao Paulo, the Künstlerhaus in Berlin, or the Alexia Goethe Gallery in London. Now he's back home with an exhibition which gives a unique perspective of his art spread over 3 floors at the Tel Aviv Museum. When we asked Klasmer if he feels London is a better place to work as an artist, we received a very unexpected answer.
I think life in London is 10 times tougher than here. I think artists in Israel are spoiled. There's so much attention given to artists, so many places to show. Maybe there's not so much money, but London is tougher, 10 times tougher. It's challenging, it's the top league, you see the best of the world, is there, so I think there's no comparison in that sense. Not that I don't undermine what is happening here, I think they're fantastic artists, but I think artists are relatively spoiled in Israel. I realize it actually drives me crazy. You're all here or there. You can't be in both places, I think. You engage intensively when you're here, you engage intensively in this place, and when you're in London, you intensely in London. So hopping around makes it difficult for me.
The senior curator of the Tel Aviv Museum of Arts, Ellen Ginton, admits getting Klasmer to agree to create a retrospective exhibit was almost a mission impossible.
It's many years that I chase this artist, and he is avoiding and escaping, and he escaped as far as London, where he stayed for the last 20 years. Every museum in Israel wished to have his retrospective, but he hates to look backwards. He's like a kid in the sand, He always likes to invent new toys, and he doesn't like to look back at all. He's an experimental and invent machines and painting machines. The time has come. We've reached that point that we hope open his one-man show, which has a retrospective element to it. It's not a retrospective because you cannot pin him down, but it has a range of works from the 80s till this very year, and it's a very wide spectrum of works. So we're very honored and happy about it.
Art aficionado Lily Elstein walks around with her favorite Klasmer painting, which she owns on her iPhone. Elstein is well known in Israel as a great art lover and donor to the Tel Aviv Museum of Arts. She is currently in construction on a philanthropic artist sanctuary in Zichron Yaakov.
I bought this painting 9 or 10 years ago. I saw it at Naomi Givon's gallery, standing there quietly, and I said, "Who is it and what is it?" And I live with it all this time. It is placed on a Lise Bordeaux sofa and it merges into the room, and it's wonderful. In 2 months, it will be moved to a big center for arts and music in Zichron Yaakov. There I present my collection and other things as well.
In addition to being a working artist, Klasmer is also helping a whole new generation of artists get their skills as a teacher at the Royal College of Arts in London. For Jane 1, I'm Ron Jacobson at the Museum of Arts in Tel Aviv.